And happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from Crocker Field in Fitchburg. This is Dave Clark along with Mike Flynn, ready with our FATV crew for the 131st overall meeting, 107th on Thanksgiving Day meeting, Leominster and Fitchburg High School. And Mike, let's talk first about the weather conditions. We were here very early this morning. And the problem is in between the hash marks. On the, from the hash marks out, footing not bad. Actually, kind of, the grass is not really that hard. It's kind of cushiony, if you would. In between the hash marks, solid as a rock, which makes you think about a couple of things. Number one, Leominster showed up here with wearing nothing but spikes. You would think that a regular sneaker would do better in between the hash marks. So Fitchburg, they just went in. We were talking with the coaching staff earlier. They just went in and changed to their sneakers a short time ago. So maybe advantage Fitchburg to begin with?
Well, I think two factors. That the field conditions, as you mentioned, will benefit Fitchburg's bigger offensive line in the kind of game they want to play. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Also, the wind is going to be a huge factor. It's blowing at about 15 miles an hour, gusting to 30, and blowing from the River Street side towards Circle Street. So it's going to be very difficult to pass and kick going towards the River Street side during this game.
And I would imagine, because it's kind of cool out, to say the least, that there'll be a late arriving crowd here at Crocker Field. Although the sun is splendid at this hour, and we're glad that you've got us tuned in. But if you can't make it to the ballpark, we're glad that you're with us here on AM 1280. This is my first slip of the day. FATV. When they're talking about some of the pickups they have for this ball game and how it's going to help them a little bit. They've had a change at quarterback. The last time that we did a Fitchburg game was a few weeks ago. Nick Miles was in there at quarterback. So obviously when you change a quarterback, that's a big switch. And Coach Walker has decided that he's going to stay with Nick Miles, although I wouldn't be surprised to see him running in and out as a quarterback from time to time.
Yeah, we were speaking to Coach on the field early this morning, and he said it was in the fourth quarter of the Marlboro game that they made that change and have stayed with it through the rest of the regular season. And today's game here at Thanksgiving, Nick Miles will be your starting quarterback. That kind of reminded me of the old ABC college days of the 60s and 70s of the guys introducing themselves.
Yeah, I can remember watching Alan Glennie from Fitchburg, Massachusetts, come up, in Alan Glennie, Fitchburg, Mass, and then hearing Chris Schenkel again.
Chris Schenkel.
Just wanted to mention, too, about there's all sorts of games in the area going on today. One game that was supposed to go on last night but did not was up at Monty Tech. They had a kind of an interesting thing happen up there.
Yeah, apparently the lights went out around 4:30. Had a malfunction somewhere, and as it got toward game time, they couldn't get them repaired, so they had to postpone last night's meeting, and are going to play it apparently tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.
Both these teams, Mike, have had losses that have really hurt them during the year. We talked with Coach Walker before the game. Fitchburg, St. John's, at St. John's. Fitchburg 13 seconds away from victory, beating a team down there down at St. John's. If you win down there, you're doing pretty good. And this team was that close. St. John's ran one back for a touchdown, and he wouldn't say that it helped or hurt his team, but the facts are the facts. Since that loss, they've been a different team.
Yeah, we've talked about it so many times. Even when Fitchburg had great teams, they struggled to win at Pioneer Field. And to have this team to have St. John's on the ropes, and all you have to do is make one tackle to win the game, and they didn't get it done. And I think that just destroyed their confidence as a team. And they still, I think, are looking to try to get it back.
Yeah, and for Leominster, their confidence got hit a little bit a couple of weeks ago when, they were sailing right along and heading towards Gillette Stadium. And that same St. Peter team came up and bit them at Doyle Field and scored really at will in that game. And so it'll be interesting to see how Leominster bounces back from that game today.
It'll be interesting. I was shocked that I wasn't really surprised St. John's won the game, but I was surprised how easily they moved the ball up and down the field. Leominster just could not get off the field that game.
No, they just they almost had that kind of attitude that we played them before and we beat them. We played them before that and we beat them, and it's difficult playing teams like that in championship-type games. And St. John's got a lot of talent, got a great coaching staff, and they came up and bit them.
Yep, St. John's is talented, but they were, Leominster beat them opening night, and as we mentioned, Fitchburg had them on the ropes. And then from that point on, St. John just put their heads down. They went into Neshoba, I believe, the next week and just blew Neshoba out at Neshoba, and they just haven't been stopped since. Although they're going to have a tough go against Mansfield in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, everybody's saying Mansfield is just a whale of a team. Fitchburg comes into the game. In case you don't know, they come in with a record of 3-7, 1-2 in the Midwatch A. We've seen their home games. They played pretty well against Shepherd Hill and beat Wachusett 21-7. Had that tough loss to St. John's, and then after St. John's, Shrewsbury defeated them by a score of 23-6. Fitchburg came back with a win against North Middlesex. Did not play well against Groton Dunstable. Neshoba, very good team, beat Fitchburg. Marlborough really took it to Fitchburg in the fourth quarter of that game. And then North Middlesex, a win, and Neshoba, a loss. For the Blue Devils, 9-1, 3-0 in the Midwatch A. Started out with that great win against St. John's, 33-22. Then went on to beat Lowell and Shepherd Hill. Took care of Wachusett easily, Doherty easily, Neshoba easily. Took care of Shrewsbury 41-13. So they're rolling right along here. They beat Westboro, they beat Shrewsbury again, and then the 51-42 loss to St. John's.
Well, even their loss to St. John's, they put up 42 points. So their offense is got to be stopped somehow by Fitchburg's defense. Fitchburg just doesn't have that offense to get into a shootout. They've got to keep this as a low-scoring game. So they've got to come up with some way to slow down that Leominster offense. And the number one way to do that is to keep the ball on offense and run the clock.
Yeah, another note about, with the MIAA stuff that's been going on, and then they, a couple of years ago, they came up with this brilliant idea that the games are too long, so we got to shorten them down. So you can have a 12-minute game if you haven't got a playoff. And so I very simply asked Coach Walker today, how many minutes you playing? And he kind of hesitated.
Starting at the offensive line, number 58, Jose Morero.
Okay.
All right. And Coach just answered, I think we're playing 11 minutes, but because there's not a playoff game affected, and so that would make it 10 minutes. And most Thanksgiving games would be 12 minutes, but for some reason they've decided to go with 11 minutes.
Well, 11's a regulation game, so I can live with 11.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
The 10 obviously was put in because in the old system there would be playoff games next Tuesday. So they tried to shorten the games for that reason. So we're back to normal now, at least for this year.
Yeah, I like, we're so used to playing Thanksgiving Day, 12-minute games. I kind of like that for Thanksgiving Day. The Red Raiders are making their appearance on the field. They'll be in their home red uniforms with the white today and the silver helmets. And across the way, the Blue Devils. blue, white, and white helmets for head coach Dave Palazzi. And both teams coming out here. Crowd continues to file in on the grassy knoll. The grassy knoll over to the left of us.
I don't remember a scoreboard on the grassy knoll. I've been there.
That's another thing we're going to have to watch out, too. The sun is right on the scoreboard, so we may have to, once in a while let you know how much time is left in the game. Right now, you can pretty much see it. Earlier, we had a hard time seeing the scoreboard, quite frankly. So just another thing to watch out for. Captains are going to meet at midfield. It'll be the last game for these two teams too. In the past you had one team getting ready for a playoff game, but this is it. They're done after this game.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that one of these teams weren't going to play in the next game after Thanksgiving. But it'll be a finality for a lot of these guys. It'll be the last time they put the pads on. Some of these guys might play in college, but not a lot of them.
There's a nice little close-up there. Fitchburg has won the toss.
Won the toss, and they'll take the ball.
Take the ball. I think for Fitchburg today, too, a big thing for them, Mike, is going to be, holding on to the ball. And the games that we've watched, they've made a lot of mistakes on special teams. Has really hurt them. And, you make a mistake against Leominster like that, they'll kill you.
Kickoffs have killed them all year. Just going back to the St. John's game that cost them the game, they have also had big plays against them and many other opportunities. They just have not found a way to kick the ball and get down and cover it.
National anthem coming up right now with the Fitchburg and Leominster High School marching bands. And the Blue Devils are about ready to kick it off, and we're about ready to get underway here at Crocker Field. And we are underway. It's an end-over-end kick taken by one of the up men for Fitchburg High School. And the Red Raiders are going to have pretty good field position, Mike, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
It was Darius Flowers, number 8 on the return. And as you mentioned, good return up to the 36-yard line to start the first drive of this morning.
Fitchburg going to be going, looks like right into that breeze,
right
Mike,
into
in
the teeth.
first quarter. So, as Coach mentioned before the game, I don't think you'll see them doing much throwing anyway.
No, he was really happy with the win, so he said it's not going to affect our running game.
Nick Miles, number 9, is the quarterback. And slowly coming up and looking over things on the first down play. Gives a handoff straight up the middle. I think that was Gonzalez. You could see a little bit of slipping going on right away, Mike.
Yeah, that's the really bad part of the field is between the 30s, in between the hash marks, is where the most frozen part is. There's very little grass in that area of the field. It's pretty much just frozen dirt.
Gained about 3 yards. Second down and 7. Red Raiders backs a split behind Miles. Fumbled, the ball is loose, and Miles picked it up again. So a little jittery start here for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, never got the snap back up. Fortunately for Miles, he was able to follow that rolling football. Actually gained about a yard on the recovery. But Fitchburg in a situation they don't like to be in, and that's third and relatively long at 6.
Fitchburg, big offensive line, leading him out third down, and Mike said about 6. The handoff goes to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez goes up to the 45-yard line. He's going to be short of a first down by a yard or 2.
I think they're going to go for it.
You know, you're going to be kicking into this breeze. It ain't going to go far.
I was watching the kickers trying to kick and punt into the wind. The ball was going absolutely nowhere. So you're maybe going to, if you don't make it, only gain 10 yards on a punt.
Fourth down, a long one. Quarterback keeper fumbled the ball. Still loose. And I was waiting to hear a whistle, but we couldn't. At any rate, Leominster will take over. First down and 10 at the Fitchburg 44-yard line. So that's the second fumbled snap in the first series.
Yeah, you really got to concentrate when it's this cold. That you got to get the ball up in your hands before you get out from underneath the center. And the botch snap ruins the play, and Leominster gets a turnover on downs, and they'll start at the Fitchburg 44-yard line.
Connor calling signals. Turns and gives to Gurley. Far side. Gurley's got a lot of room. 20, 10, touchdown. A huge hole on the left side. And Leominster leads by a score of 6-0.
Well, very similar to what happened in the Neshoba game a couple weeks ago. They scored really early and really easy. Just a really quick trap over the left side, and Gurley just had a huge hole to run through. And it's just Darius Flowers in a foot race with him down the far sideline, and no contest. And Gurley goes 44 yards to give the Blue Devils an early lead.
So not a good start for the Red Raiders, and because of the conditions here, they'll go for 2. Neil O'Connor is the quarterback. Gurley behind him in the backfield. Gurley's got it, and Fitchburg makes the stop. The 2-point conversion attempt is no good. And it stays at Leominster 6 and Fitchburg nothing. So not a good start for the Red Raiders. A couple of fumbles. They look a little jittery to begin today's game.
And now comes a big early possession, because as we mentioned in the pregame, Pittsburgh's not a big come from behind team with the kind of offense they want to run. They want to run the clock and control the game on the ground. They got to stay close in this game.
All after the Leominster touchdown, they'll boot it again to the Red Raiders. Some of the crowd. Well, there goes the ball. We might have to have somebody holding on to that thing. So much for Leominster having any problem with the last loss.
Or with the cleats with the frozen field. Just a
no problem.
Really quick hitter over the left side for an easy touchdown.
End over end. Picked up along the far side. And
Peyton.
with it, that's Peyton, and he's got an open field at midfield.
Gonna beat the
40-yard
kicker.
line. 30-yard line, down to the 27-yard line goes Manny Peyton.
It's Jake Elaine, 22, who saved the touchdown.
See if we can catch the replay on that. End over end kick. Going down to Peyton, far side of the field.
He's going to find a hole and just cut it diagonally across the field. And once he breaks right here, he's got nothing but running room. And it's going to be Jake Elaine, who was the safety valve on this play. Finally hauls him down around the 27-yard line.
First and 10 for the Red Raiders at the 27-yard line. Miles calling signals. That looked like a broken play,
Yeah,
Mike.
it did. Again, it looked like Miles again juggled the snap.
Yeah.
And by the time he got it in his hands and turned, the running back was already past him.
He leaned forward to
Yep.
the 24. But once again, that looked like a broken play. Fortunate to still have the ball. Miles calling signals. This is Gonzalez, right side. And Gonzalez moves his way down after about a 5-yard gain. Following the blocking of Hunter Salila.
And a flag comes flying in after everything's over. So, and I didn't see any pushing and shoving, so this is verbal. And just what you don't need is Fitchburg is to get an unsportsmanlike.
Didn't see what happened on that, but
I think it was a taunting call, actually. But and I believe it was a dead ball, so the down is probably going to count. So this is going to be third. All the way back to the 39. They have to get to the 17 for a first down.
just, can't make mistakes like
Nope,
that.
it can't be stupid.
There's a handoff coming to the near side is Gonzalez. He is wrapped up and
Fumbled.
taken down.
Unless the whistle blew, not they're going to blow it dead.
Addo made the tackle. Also over there was Jake Elaine, 22. He brings up a fourth down. And they will try to run a play to take it down a little bit further.
Yeah, they got a punt.
Yeah, I got a punt. Okay.
Or at least they're in punt formation anyway. That's Darius Flowers, who's lined up as the kicker.
Well, Neil O'Connor's down there waiting. Low snap, gets it away. Not a bad kick, going down to about the 15-yard line. And that's where the Blue Devils will take over, first down and 10 at their own 16-yard line. And scoring has just been too easy for the Blue Devils.
Well, Fitchburg's defense got to find a way here.
O'Connor will line him up in a shotgun formation. Gives a handoff and bringing it to the near side, like Eddie Rivera. Did a nice job to get a yard or two out of it. Second down and 9.
Good
Here's
push.
the replay.
Yeah, good push up the middle by the interior of that defensive line for Fitchburg. Blew the play up in the backfield. And as you mentioned, Rivera did a nice job of spinning his way out of there and at least getting it back a little bit over the line, the original line of scrimmage.
Second down and 9. That's Rivera still in the backfield. Fake to Rivera, little dump to the near side, and nobody there for the Blue Devils. They'll bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Good job, Gaston Pastriano, 51 in the backfield. I think he might have hit O'Connor's arm as he went to throw and caused that ball to go fluttering incomplete.
If you're Fitchburg, you gotta make 3rd down and 9.
Yep, you got to get off the field when you have these opportunities.
O'Connor calling signals. Gonna go back to pass. Has time. Dumps it over the middle. Incomplete. He kind of zipped it in there, Mike, when he didn't really have to.
Yeah, too much gas on that one. Tried that little flanker screen, and he really zipped it. The intended receiver coming in from his flanker spot barely got one hand on it. Ball's incomplete, so nice job by the Fitchburg defense for 3 and out here. It should get pretty good field position.
Miles will wait for the ball at midfield.
Oops, a low snap.
Ball is loose, and down he goes. Gurley goes down inside the 10-yard line. So a bad snap, and Fitchburg's got great field position.
Not sure if the center, this ball never gets the ball off the ground. It's just, I don't know if he hit his foot or if he just lost his grip. Fitchburg immediately in, makes the tackle, and have a golden opportunity at the Leominster 7-yard line.
Bruce Johnson is the guy that made the recovery for Fitchburg. Ball is about the 8-yard line. And the give coming to the near side, getting down to the 5.
It's Diaz, the fullback.
Marcos Diaz, the junior, wearing number 40. Ball is inside the 5-yard line. Gonna keep it, the quarterback.
Ball came loose again.
That ball's, I mean,
Nick Miles having all kinds of trouble this morning holding on to the ball.
it seems as though they're blowing the whistle late, too, on everything.
It's really hard to hear because we have the windows closed and the field mics aren't picking up the whistles this morning. We turned them down because of the wind. It's really hard to tell when the whistle's actually being blown.
That's happened like all year. The whistles seem to be happening later. At about the 3-yard line. Handoff, Gonzalez, right side, touchdown! Julio Gonzalez on the right side. Fitchburg has tied the game up at 6.
Yeah, we had a perfect angle up here in the booth. You can see that hole bust wide open for Gonzalez over on the right side. You can see a big area right, especially down this close to the goal line. He goes in almost untouched. And the Red Raiders cash in on the mistake by the Blue Devils special teams. And Gaston Pastriano in here to try the extra point into the wind.
Well, I don't know. I give second thought to this. Snap is down. The kick is up, and it is good.
It hit like a wall of air as it went over the crossbar and just stopped.
It stayed up there. I thought it was going to drop right on the crossbar. But that gives Leominster a 7-6 lead, so a big comeback by the Red Raiders.
Well, after that opening easy touchdown by the Blue Devils and Fitchburg failing to convert on 4th down, looked like it was going to be over, but here's Mr. Touchdown.
Red Raiders will kick it off after the touchdown run by Gonzalez. I think that's 4:29 on the clock. Does that look right to you?
It's either 4:28, 4:29. It's definitely a 4 and a 2.
Well, we mentioned we'd have a tough time with the sun being on the scoreboard today. It might be difficult to see, especially the time numbers, but we do have an official in the booth with us. Pastorino will kick it off. It's a low bouncing kick picked up 35-yard line, 40, 45. Leominster will get great field position, just short of the midfield stripe.
Matt Banch with the return for the Leominster, number 44.
Yeah, Matt Banch has been hurt too. Hurt himself, banged himself up pretty good. Matter of fact, we heard Leominster coming in was a little banged up.
Yeah, I watched the St. John's game on the LA TV replay, and that was a very physical game. They had a lot of guys go out with injuries that night.
At the 47-yard line for Neil O'Connor. O'Connor turn and give. And nice defensive play there by the Red Raiders. Let's see who did that. With the replay coming up. But here's the handoff coming to the near side.
That's Diaz, and then Flowers.
DePrima cleaned it up too.
And Mark Merchant also in number 52. Pittsburgh getting good penetration into that Leominster offensive backfield. The last 3 or 4 offensive plays by the Blue Devils.
2nd down and 9. O'Connor's going to pass, throws it long and deep. He's got a man open, and he overthrew him. Down around the 10-yard line. Coverage on the play by Nick Miles. Here's the replay.
Well, he's open, and on a normal day, this is probably a touchdown, but even going with the wind, it's hard to judge as that ball just keeps sailing and sailing and sailing, and the intended receiver is Jake Elaine. He just can't outrun the football.
Yeah.
He had beaten the Fitchburg defender down that far sideline.
Yeah, Miles, he beat him by a couple of steps. As you said, Mike, maybe in a more summary type of game.
If the wind's not blowing, that's probably
a touchdown, yeah. 3rd down at about 12 for the Blue Devil offense, and Fitchburg takes time, I believe. As you can probably tell, our ref is mic'd today.
Fitchburg was had a little confused in that defensive secondary, so the coaching staff immediately took a timeout to try to straighten things out.
And heading back into the lineup is Anthony DePrima. So with the timeout, the Blue Devils will have a 3rd down at about 12 at their own 45-yard line.
Trips to the far side. Spread formation for the Blue Devils.
O'Connor back to pass. Has plenty of time. Time running out now. Now he's scrambling all over the place. Picks up a good block. He's got some room on the far side, and finally, the Red Raiders get a hold of him and knock him down. The man who got him finally was Hunter Salila, number 57. Here's the replay.
Well, two things on this play. Great defensive coverage by the Blue Devil backfield. The Red Raider backfield. O'Connor, as you mentioned during the play-by-play, had plenty of time. He just couldn't find anybody open. And then finally, they chase him down after 3 or 4 misses. No punt.
Blue Devils punt it away, and the ball is going down to the 15 to the 13-yard line. Pretty nice little roll for them down there. And the Red Raiders will take over. 1st down and 10. They're going to mark that, Mike, about the 13.
Yep. Not a very good punt aesthetically, but it got a heck of a roll in that hard field. Almost an old artificial turf type of bounce. And Fitchburg will start with their worst field position of the day inside their own 15-yard line.
2:48. That's what it looks like in the first quarter here. Crocker Field, where we've had a lot of scoring. We thought we'd have some scoring today. First down play, Miles giving it off and breaking through for a nice chunk of yardage there is Marcos Diaz, number 40. Diaz got a first down.
Yep, and almost broke it. Leominster almost up in a goal line defense with everybody up in the box, and it's Neil O'Connor, 17, who's the only defensive back who's not pretty much up on the field playing the middle safety, who has to make the tackle.
First and 10 Red Raiders at their own 25-yard line.
See, Leominster, they got 9 guys up in the box.
Handoff comes, I believe that's Gonzalez on the near side. It was. Didn't get much.
Well, Leominster takes a timeout. They may be going to try to play the clock here in the first quarter and try to force Fitchburg into a fourth down situation and have to kick it into the wind.
Well, you got all those timeouts.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
got all those 27 timeouts to use, so you can afford to do that, especially in the first half.
Is that their first timeout?
That's their first one.
Okay.
Yep. One each so far, I believe.
Take a look around at this sun-drenched crowd here at Crocker Field. The mayor has joined us. We're talking with the mayor. We can get a second here. Second down play coming up. It's the quarterback coming to the near side. He's got a first down. Midfield, 40-yard line, and chased out of bounds at the 37-yard line. That's Nick Miles.
Well, that'll take care of the playing the wind factor.
See if we can get that replay up and at him. Nice run by the quarterback. Here it is.
Yep. It's a design play to fake inside to the fullback, and then Miles just around the left end, and had plenty of running room down the near sideline in front of the Fitchburg bench, and gets knocked out around the 37-yard line of Leominster.
At the 37-yard line, first down and 10. The handoff goes Gonzalez. Right side, he bounces and got a yard or two, and that's about all. Jay Valera made the stop for the Blue Devils. Give him 2 yards on the play. Second down and 8. Looks like 1:38 remaining
I'm not
on the
I
clock.
don't know why the clock is not running. The clock's not running, is it? Now it is.
Okay. And going up with another handoff, the Red Raiders. Not much there. That was, again, Marcos Diaz. The Red Raiders will have a third down coming up. Third and about 7.
Well, you would think probably 2 down territory here. As we go under a minute here in the first quarter.
Yeah, so much for that kind of timeout stuff. We'll see
Well,
what
it's
happens
good.
here.
I thought it was great strategy until
Yeah.
you give up a big running play.
I think that was Flowers on the right side. Getting back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a fourth down.
Blue Devils will take another timeout here. Again, I assume with the same strategy that
Looks like 29 seconds remaining in the first quarter here at Crocker Field. The Red Raiders leading the Blue Devils by a score of 7-6. In front of some brave-hearted fans. Haven't seen many guys with shorts on today.
especially under the other coaching staffs, used to always have the designated
Yes.
short wearer, but apparently those guys have all left. Fitchburg, after the timeout, decides to punt.
4th down. No pressure. They kick it away. And this ball is going to bounce out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So Fitchburg playing for field position here, Mike, and they've kind of pooched it down to the 14-yard line.
Well, if you think the Blue Devils are going to take a shot here, you take it now because you've got the win for another 22 seconds here in the first quarter.
Neil O'Connor over center this time. O'Connor Gibbs straight up the middle. Over the 20, up to about the 22-yard line. Marcos Dios in on the tackle for the Red Raiders. That'll bring up a 2nd down play, 2nd and about 6, and that should be just about the end. Oh,
Yep, that'll do it.
that's it for the first quarter. See if I can get the mayor on for a second. Okay, go ahead. You don't have to get yourself all stretched. Oh, no, there's no cameras on us, right?
Nope.
Okay. Can you hear us all right? Can you talk? Can the mayor talk? Can we hear her? Mayor, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving. She's talking. I can't hear her. Okay. If Fred can hear her. Is that it? Nope. Must be something wrong with the... we're not getting anything up here. All right. Flinty's going to donate his set here. Thank you very much. The mayor of Fitchburg, Lisa Wong, has joined us. Mayor.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Our team is doing well out there. They've had a pretty good first quarter.
I'm very happy with the first quarter. I mean, what a great time on everyone's part here. I mean, it's freezing out there.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, not for the weak of heart out there today, I'll tell you. But that's what the rivalries are all about. I mean, this is what people come out. It's not so much a football game as it is a social type of thing, you know?
Absolutely. You know, the only benefit about being here is that it's warm, but I can't whoop and holler like I'd like to if I'm out in the stands with the crowd.
You can whoop and holler. And you can do anything you want in here. This is Fitchburg. When we're at Doyle Field, that's something different. Let me call a play here. Neil O'Donnell's in there. O'Connor is in there at quarterback, and O'Connor gives the ball. And not much of running room up the middle there as Fitchburg stopped that play pretty well. As they unpile the bodies. I think it was Flowers that was in on the tackle. No, it was Julio Gonzalez, number 7, in on the tackle. And the Blue Devils have a 3rd down. 3rd down at about 6. What are they doing this play, Mayor? What do you do 3rd down and 6? Just say hand it off.
Hands off?
Hand it off, yeah.
Hand it off.
Just hand it off. Why not? Sure. The mayor will call the next. She'll call the next play in just a minute here. Now, if they get a 1st down, I don't know. Passing play, plenty of time, dumping it off, caught. That'll be a 1st down, and turning it back upfield to the 30-yard line. I believe that was Jay Lane, and it was Jay Lane, number 22. Here's the replay. Mayor, the replay. He's looking to throw it.
Throw,
Here's
catch.
the catch.
There
you go.
Someone's running.
Yeah. Down they go. Okay, you're in. Okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye, everybody. Did a great job, Mayor. Here's a 1st down play coming up. Oh, Leominster going to throw the ball a little bit here, Mike. Throwing it long and deep. Elaine is there. He got it at the 40-yard line. Makes a move to the 35, to the 30, and dragged down by Manny Payton, number 10. So the Blue Devils have seen something and went with the last couple of pass plays, and they've moved the ball down to the Fitchburg 32-yard line. Mayor, we don't like that, do we?
No, I like it going the other way.
Okay.
It can go this way after halftime.
And when they can change, and that's very good. Yeah. But they've gone with a pass a couple of times here. Now, and going into that wind a little bit, we'll see what they do on this first down play. O'Connor wearing number 17. Going to give it off. And getting back to this line of scrimmage, and that's about all, was Eddie Rivera. And it was Marcos Diaz in on the tackle. Mayor, thank you for stopping by.
I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
And no matter what happens today, I think Fitchburg, everyone in Fitchburg is a winner.
There you go. Thanks, Mayor.
Good to see you.
Have a good, let me see those headphones back there. Mayor, have a great Thanksgiving. I'll catch you later. All right, Commissioner, you're still with us. Second down at about 10. Oh,
a little okey doke.
Oh, there's O'Connor.
Wide open,
Wide
too.
throw. He's man open. And did he catch it?
No,
he didn't catch it. Yeah, we do have a replay, so let's take a look at it. A little trickeration, they call that.
Well, the old flea flicker. This
Now-
ball gets up in the wind and starts to hang. And Elaine comes across and makes a great effort here as the ball falls in between a bunch of players. And
I
thought he caught it, but
I don't
think we have the big blow up of it, do we? So we
yeah, move that back a little bit. Let's see what we got here.
not that tough.
Wait a minute. Here it is.
It's really tough to tell. But it looks like he gets his arms underneath it, but we'll never tell because
I
the
don't
official
think
who was really close to the play immediately signaled incomplete.
he was behind him though.
Help. Maybe a break for the Red Raiders there.
Third down play, pass play, and they're going to rule that this one is caught by Elaine right at the marker. That's a first down. So the Blue Devils starting to open up a little bit here.
A little sprint out to his right. O'Connor looks for Elaine. This ball starts to wobble also. And that time he did get his arms for sure underneath it as it bounces up into his chest, able to hold on. But the big play was that waggle play that O'Connor showed a pretty good arm on, throwing it through the wind for the big gain.
Yeah, he's throwing it into that wind right now. First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. O'Connor turns, gives a late give, and Gurley trying to make something going the other way around, kind of slips and falls down, and then a Fitchburg man pounces on him. Going to be a loss of a couple on the play. There it is.
Fitchburg gets a big push into the backfield, and that just blows the play right up. Gurley nowhere to run. Pastorino finishes him off, but it was a big push up the middle. It just exploded that play at the point of the handoff.
Second down and long. They've got to get down to the 11-yard line for a first down. O'Connor in the backfield by himself. Gonna go back to pass. Rolling out. In trouble. Decides he's going to run. He runs right into the arms of Pastorino. Carried Pastorino for a couple of yards. It brings up a third down and 9. And here's the replay.
Again, good coverage by the secondary of the Red Raiders. O'Connor forced to scramble. And shows some pretty good leg strength there, carrying Pastorino for 3 or 4 yards before he's able to drag him down at the 20.
Third down and 9. At about the 20-yard line. O'Connor back to pass. Looks far side, throws. And it is incomplete. The pass was intended for Mason Williams. It goes incomplete. It brings up a fourth down and 9. So Leominster going into this win, Mike, throwing the ball well.
Well, they ran a little post corner there. I mean, you saw the wind factor there. That ball he tried to throw it high. It just took off as the wind got underneath the ball. And it'll bring up a fourth down and 9 at the Red Raider 20.
As Mike said, fourth down and 10. A fourth at about 9. O'Connor back to pass. Throwing near side. It's caught to the 10-yard line, to the 5-yard line. And that will be enough for a first down. Mason Williams.
Well, we gave props to that Fitchburg secondary for good coverage. This is just lousy coverage. They just blow this up. Everybody's playing way too soft. You give the guy a 15-yard cushion and say, hey, catch it for a first down. I don't understand that coverage at all.
So the Blue Devils will have it first and goal from the 5-yard line. Way off to our left. Now O'Connor is moving out to the right side, and they've got a different quarterback in there. And the whistles blow.
That's Nick Exaris who comes in.
20-second timeout, Fitchburg.
So Fitchburg, not used to seeing that formation, quickly took a timeout. As I think they left O'Connor unaccounted for.
They have used Exaris through the season in short yardage, and they kind of run a bunch formation running attack on occasion with Exaris as the quarterback.
So the ball is being placed at the 5-yard line, first down and goal. O'Connor getting the ball, throwing it to the end zone. It is
out of the back,
caught, but out of bounds, and a little pushing going on afterwards. And I don't know, did somebody? Was it JLA? But somebody went down, I think, by the track, which has patches of ice out there.
That back corner is very close to the track.
Well, there are people there who you would think would be smart enough to get out of the way, but are standing right there.
And they're Blue Devil people, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, well. Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Connor kind of taking his time. Gonna roll out to pass. Throws to the near side. It's caught. Touchdown. Gerald Addo. And Addo gives Leominster the lead. It's 12-7.
Well, they're going to fake inside, and O'Connor's going to roll to his right and then throw back to Addo. And he's wide open pretty much in the end zone. And the Blue Devils will regain the lead here with 8 minutes to go here in the first half.
They'll go for 2. Exaris is in there at quarterback. And the give, and Fitchburg is waiting. And the 2-point attempt is no good, I believe. That was Mason Williams. And a flag goes down late. A little jarring going on with both teams, I believe. We'll see what happens
Mason
here.
Williams pretty much followed the entire Fitchburg defense toward their bench and was yapping all the way. And that's going to be against Leominster. So on the kickoff, they're going to have to kick the ball from their own 25, and that's going to be into that wind.
Dave Palazzi out there talking with the official.
Well, clearly that Mason Williams was yapping at the Fitchburg bench as he came off the field. I don't think he appreciated being body slammed into the turf, but.
So the Blue Devils will, like Mike said, they have to kick off from the 25-yard line.
Fitchburg should get good field position plus the wind here. I think that's 8 minutes and 18 seconds to go.
I can't tell. I was going to say it almost looks like a 5.
I can check.
Do we have the time? What was it? 5:12?
5:12, 8:12.
5:12 left in the first half. Leominster, after scoring will kick it off. It is a high
7, 8,
end over
9,
end
10.
kick.
8,
40-yard
7,
line,
6,
45.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
Thank you, Glenn.
Does he know his gazintas? You know, like 4 gazinta 12, 5 gazinta 10.
So he's just talking going. Oh, okay.
Not a bad way to start this drive here, Mike.
Nope, they'll get the ball inside Blue Devil territory at the Leominster 47. 5 minutes and 3 timeouts left.
Right in front of us. I formation. They give to the first man, and not much for that was 40 Marcos Diaz. Got a yard. 2nd and 9.
You would think at some point they're going to have to throw a pass just to make Leominster respect it, because Leominster almost in a goal line defense
Well, you
up at the line of scrimmage.
think at this time with the wind at your back that now might be the time to do it.
You know, you're not looking. You don't need to complete a big play. You don't even have to complete the pass. Just put that back in their mind that you can do it if you have to.
2nd down play and a good run down to the 40-yard line. Goes Gonzalez. And Rob Melendez made the tackle for the Blue Devils. Down to the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down, and let's mark it a long 2. Third down play, and boy, the quarterback just barely got that off. Miles just barely got that ball to Gonzalez.
Don't know if he slipped or if he got stepped on, but he definitely loses his footing and is almost going to the ground as he reaches up to give Gonzalez the handoff. He slips and able to reach up and give Gonzalez the football, and he's able to get the 1st down.
They gave a 1st down to Fitchburg. I was kind of surprised they didn't come out and take a look at that. But Goslin was way, way off. Move the chains. Move them. Okay. 1st and 10, Red Raiders. They plow on the far side. Diaz got a 1st down. Over the 30 down to the 25 to the 23-yard line. Diaz.
Marcos getting more running attempts in this game than I think we've seen all year.
There's
Good
Marcos
blocking
Diaz.
over the left side, a big hole for him to run through. Runs right through the tackle there. A little stiff arm to O'Connor.
Yeah.
Gets it down to the Blue Devil 21.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Miles giving it off to Gonzalez, who goes to the right side for about a yard. Quite a collision at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle for the Blue Devils was Rob Melendez once again. Brings up a 2nd down and about 9. Just tuned in, Red Raiders trailing Leominster by a score 12-7. Handoff Gonzalez, right side, and he might have lost the ball at the end of that run, but they'll keep position, and Fitchburg will have a 3rd down at about 5.
2nd man through, Gonzalez. Gets stuffed pretty well there. Does hold on to the ball. Gain of about 4 on the play.
Third down and about 6. You see on our screen. Handoff goes and heading towards the far side. This will be another Fitchburg 1st down. Down inside the 10-yard line, Mike. Here's the replay.
It's Diaz again from the fullback spot. Big push there by Pastriano. Just blew his man off the line of scrimmage and gave a nice crease for Diaz to run through. Gets the ball inside the 10 to the 9.
Seem to be having some luck going right on left, pardon me, on this drive, Mike. Inside the 10-yard line. The handoff Diaz.
I think Miles kept it.
Did he keep it?
Yep.
Okay. Didn't see it.
You got the glasses on.
Too far away.
Yeah. For reading only, I'm sure.
Pretty much. Second down and goal from, looks like about the 9-yard line. Clock has stopped.
No, that's right.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, your eyes are a lot better than mine. Handoff Gonzalez. Gonzalez plowing his way a little bit short of a touchdown. Looks like he got down to about the 1-yard line. And that will bring up a third down and goal. We're about the 1-yard line.
Gonzalez right behind Diaz. Got a nice block.
Neil O'Connor is among those in on the...
Ias Facundo, and I think Fitchburg's going to take a timeout with, I believe that's 28 seconds.
28 seconds? 2-8. 28 seconds. Remaining in the first half, 28 seconds. And Fitchburg threatening here. Third and goal from about the 1-yard line. This is kind of nice, too, in that you're keeping the ball away from the Blue Devils. You won't give them, nothing but zeros on the clock. And they've managed to work it down here to 28 seconds in the first half. And a couple of pops here for a touchdown.
You got to get the ball in the end zone here.
Nick Miles comes into he's telling the crowd to turn it up a notch. I think maybe you just stayed a business on the field there, Commissioner.
Yeah, celebrate after you punch it in.
At the 1-yard line, quarterback keeper. Stretching across, they say no.
Touchdown.
Wow. Now they say touchdown. That went a long time without the whistle blowing, Mike.
Yeah, they.
Wow.
Miles got very dangerous. He tried to stretch the ball over the goal line. You watch him here. He gets stopped pretty much here. He tries to do that. That's just.
I don't think that made it.
Okay, so when does the play end?
Well, look, here's the referee.
Yeah, well, they never blew the whistle, and then you saw all the Fitchburg guys get behind Miles and push him in the end zone. They might have thrown a late flag on Leominster for protesting the whistle not be blown. As I saw,
we're enclosed, so it's kind of tough. But
dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Leominster, so that'll be assessed on the kickoff. And with this less time, that'll help Fitchburg on the kickoff.
Wow, it did take a long time before that whistle blew.
Well, it looked like Miles' forward progress was stopped, and then O'Connor kind of wrapped them up, and then the Fitchburg, all the guys got behind him and shoved them in the end zone. And now we get a timeout.
So we'll have a timeout.
You will see a lot of times when that forward progress is stopped, the officials will stop the play. But they let it run and works out for the Red Raiders.
Looks like 18 seconds remaining.
Yeah, here it is again. He gets stopped here as the Leominster gets nice penetration. You see O'Connor comes from behind here and grabs him from behind. Now you think the play's dead.
Yeah.
Now you watch all the Fitchburg players get behind him and push him in the end zone.
Right. Apparently the whistle had not blown at this time.
Because you thought
none of their arms are up.
The side judge on this side would have been the guy that stops the play.
They're still kind of looking. Oh, wow.
Here's the extra point by Pastriano.
Snap down, kick up, and good.
It's good. Strike up the band.
So the Red Raiders take the lead, 14-12. Mr. Touchdown standing by.
There was another penalty on the extra point, so there'd be 30 yards marked off against the Blue Devils. Fitchburg's going to kick off from the Leominster 30-yard line.
I say the Blue Devils look like they're losing their cool a little bit here, and that's kind of rare. Well, it's very rare. Although Fitchburg really has to watch out on this kickoff because we've seen them during the year on kickoffs, and it is a weakness on this team.
This should be an onside kick. You got nothing to lose here. You got 18 seconds. If you happen to recover the ball, you got a shot.
Absolutely, it should be an onside kick. Sure, no, absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't do any good to kick it out of the back of the end zone. I think Leominster is going to take a timeout to talk about it.
Right. I did not. I don't know if they were on sport. I think one of them was on unsportsmanlike.
Sportsmanlike was after the touchdown. There was a personal foul on the extra point.
Well, so you got this 18 seconds here. You go in leading at the half, and you get the ball, right?
No, Leominster gets the ball.
Leominster gets the ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little early to be chanting scoreboard. This is not the end of the
You
game.
think?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Kids will be kids.
Yep. Hey, at least they're paying attention to the game.
That's great. All right, let's see what the Red Raiders do. Mike mentioned an onside kick. I kind of like that thought with little time remaining. Or do you drill it at somebody, or?
Well, the problem at this level is it's something you don't practice. I mean,
They say they do, but
well, I don't think the kickers actually practice.
no.
Because your opposite is you want the ball to take one skid and a big hop. Like that.
There's a little chop, and it's caught by
Neil O'Connor.
the Leominster quarterback, Neil O'Connor.
Who got drilled.
O'Connor's hurt coming in, from what we understand. An ankle problem. And was that O'Connor? Or was
That was O'Connor, yep.
It wasn't
17.
Okay, I didn't know if it was 17 or 7.
Yeah, he's kind of gimping his way toward the Leominster sideline.
Yeah, here it is.
He'll catch. He does a nice job of catching it in the air, which
Yeah.
is what you want to do. But when he comes down and he tries to get back up, I think they'll probably bring Zaris in to run the last play as O'Connor heads to the sideline, and he's obviously not feeling well.
So it appears as though there's 18 seconds remaining in the first half, which would be time for a couple of plays. Let's see what they run. They run with a play right up the middle is Banch. And Blue Devils, did they call a timeout, Mike?
I don't believe so.
No, that's it. I believe that is it for the first half. So the Red Raiders were big underdogs coming into this one, and the big underdogs lead by 2 at the end of the first half. And like the way this thing started, in case people are just tuning in, the way that this thing started, it was Leominster and it looked like it might be a long day.
Yeah,
but
first play they ran for
the Red Raiders came back.
Yep, but give credit to Fitchburg. They clawed their way back in, took advantage of their breaks, and have a 14-12 halftime lead.
Okay, I don't know if we're looking for some direction as to what we're doing here.
Yes.
Don't worry, I got the...
We're doing the bands first. They don't seem to be ready. Glenn looks a lot more readier than the bands.
Test. Well, I guess we still have it, so we may as well take it over for a while. But I think the key to Fitchburg so far, Mike, is that they had that little, at the beginning, some jitters. Once they settled down, though, they played very well.
Well, the defense has really shut down the Leominster's running game after that running touchdown to start the game. Leominster's done nothing on the ground, absolutely nothing. They had a couple of big pass plays that led to their second touchdown, but Fitchburg's defense has forced Leominster to become a one-dimensional team, and that's throwing the ball. And Fitchburg's offense, you know what they're going to do, and Leominster's been, for the most part, unable to stop it.
Well, you knew that would probably happen, that Fitchburg would probably be able to score.
Yep, that was Fitchburg's one advantage we thought coming in this game was their offensive line, that they would get a push and be able to run the ball.
Right.
But I don't think many people would have given them the lead at halftime coming in.
No, sir, not me. Kind of a quickly played first half. First half took about an hour.
Yeah, that's above schedule for this game. As everybody gets lined up here for the halftime activities. Both bands will perform, I assume. Fitchburg's below us, and Leominster gathering on the far side. They stole my trophy.
Oh, that's a shame.
I thought it was Color Man of the Year award. I didn't. I had to beat out Billy Thomas. I don't know if that's possible.
No, Billy, no.
I was walking on the track coming back, and I could hear Billy talking upstairs on the air. That's how loud he is.
Well, there's supposed to be some presentation going on here, so. Well,
is Sussy getting an award?
Oh, I don't know. But.
And we are live, 2013, Fitchburg High School Red Raiders against Leominster Blue Devils. With me, Dave Rogers, Workers Credit Union, and State Representative Steve DiNatale. We have a special shout out to Dave Svens, who's home today. David, Workers Credit Union, synonymous with everything in the community. I understand that you've worked now very closely with Steve DiNatale on a special project. Tell us more about that.
Well, we're happy to do it. Steve came to us and said that there was a project about to make sure that all of the football players and the team members at Fitchburg got a copy of Mark Berdanza's book, and asked if there was something we could do. We said absolutely, so we underwrote the project, and we're happy to do it. And it never would have got done if it wasn't for Steve DiNatale and for Mark Berdanza. So we're happy to be part of it.
Workers Credit Union, of course, has always been there for the community and always been there for FATV, a very significant underwriter for FATV. We can't say enough thanks for you, Dave. This tradition, well over 100 years. Steve, this is special.
It really is. I want to thank Dave as well. The Workers Credit Union, Dave Rogers is Workers Credit Union, and Dave has always been a real partner with the community, with the city of Fitchburg particularly. Whenever I have any of these kinds of concerns or needs, I give him a call. He's always there to deliver, and we really appreciate that. Thanks again, Dave.
A really special day. There's so many folks here. We have special guests today, and our special guest host, Jackie Barry, our halftime host. Jackie, great to see you. Follow me right over here. Tim, what a crowd today, Jackie.
Yes, indeed, and I'm here with Mayor Lisa Wong on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Mayor. So this is the 130th year of the Fitchburg versus Leominster game. Tell me how special this is to be out here today.
Well, I got to say, it's great to be here at halftime and see the Red Raiders in the lead. We're called underdogs in the newspaper, but, no matter what, I think everybody here is a winner.
Great, awesome, and the energy is great. And tell us, you used to go to Fitchburg High School?
I was actually a Knight. Now I'm a Raider.
Oh, now you're a Raider. So
actually, I've always had red as my school color. So
there you go.
Which is great. But,
there you go.
I have to say, I've been to all of these football games, and the crowd here is absolutely wonderful. We've braved just about every kind of weather here. I have to give people a lot of credit. I think I hear a lot of whooping and hollering because that's one of the ways to keep warm. But what an exciting game, and what a great day for Fitchburg.
Yes, very exciting. And I'm also here with City Council member Marcus DiNatale. Now tell us, you used to play for Fitchburg High School.
That's correct. I played from 1997 to 2000.
Awesome. And your year, they went all the way to the Super Bowl?
All the way, 12-0, first team in school history. It was a good way to end my high school career, that's for sure.
Wow, so tell us, how does it feel coming back in here and watching all the games?
I never miss a game, never will, as long as I live, and it's it's surreal. I'm glad to see the kids having fun. I hope they understand that this is a big game that ends their high school career for most of the seniors, and throw all the record books out. Doesn't matter in this game. It's whoever comes ready to play.
That's right. This is a Berg day today. Let's go. We're turning everything around today. This is going to be the whole season. All right? Thank you, Leominster, by the way, but thank you for coming today, and I hope you lose.
Okay, and I'm also here with 1978 graduate, Mike?
Yep, Mike Work.
Okay, so you live in Fitchburg, and you used to go to Fitchburg. Tell us how it feels to come back here and watch it.
Well, it's always a great tradition. Had a number of relatives that have played in this game, including my Uncle Alan Muir. He played in the late 50s. Alan passed away last week, and I know he's watching us as this game goes on. Great first half. Let's hope we can keep it going.
Awesome, thank you. And happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone watching. I'm Jackie Berry reporting live from Crocker Field.
Well, we can hear the Leominster band, can't we? I wish not to talk.
Pittsburgh High, 6,709. Tremendous amount. Congratulations, Pittsburgh High. Everybody for their help for all the people. The food drive. Thank you very, very much. I'd like to say hello, class of 1960, co-captain Bill McNally. Good to see you, Billy.
Dave Clark and Mike Flynn back out here at Crocker Field in Fitchburg. Halftime between Leominster and Fitchburg High Schools. Fitchburg with a 14-12 lead as we begin to start things here in the second half. The Red Raiders will kick off to Leominster High School, and it is a kick that is picked up at the 23-yard line, up the middle, 30, 40, and to the 45-yard line. That's where the Leominster defense will start first down and 10. You know, and things have not gone right for the Blue Devils, really, in the first half. But with all that being said, they're only losing by 2 points.
Well, we'll see if they made any adjustments here at the half. They do have the wind here in the third quarter. Neil O'Connor back at quarterback after kind of limping off at the end of that first half.
And he'll be in the shotgun formation to begin the second half. Goes back to throw, throws over the middle, is caught by Elaine, and Elaine gets a first down, I believe. Looked like he had the first down, then was kind of ripped back a little bit, and Bill Goslin says it's a first down.
A little dump over the middle as Elaine just sat down in front of the linebackers and able to push his way through Anthony DePrima to pick up the first down at the Fitchburg 45-yard line.
O'Donnell go back to throw, throws it over the middle again. It's caught. He hurdles over a man at the 30-yard line, down the far sideline. 10, touchdown, I believe. It is a touchdown. What a run by Gerald Adu. There's a player injured. You can catch that on instant replay. That was just a great effort. Can we catch that, guys?
Okay. Well, that ball first was thrown in a crowd. Addo was surrounded by 3 Fitchburg players, and somehow he came out of there with the ball, heads down the far sideline, and just hurdles a would-be Fitchburg tackler, and then gets down to the pylon. But there is some concern on the far sideline as there's a Leominster player down around the 20-yard lines, out of bounds at the end of the Leominster bench.
I don't know if it was a player,
or it was a cheerleader, because they are very close to the field down there.
I don't know if it's or just a spectator. I don't know. At any rate, Leominster is ready for the 2-point conversion. Donald back to pass, throws. It is incomplete.
Addo looking for a flag, but that ball was thrown really high, and I don't think it was catchable to begin with. But it looked like the Fitchburg defender did have some hands all over Addo in the end zone. But this isn't the NFL where every ticky-tack touch is called on pass plays.
So very quickly, the Blue Devils come back and score, now lead by a score of 18-14.
Very similar to their first possession. They come out and score right away. This time it took them 3 plays. Their first possession took only 1.
We're sorry you couldn't get that instant replay to you, but what an athletic move down that far sideline. There were some red shirts there, and just kind of flew over all of them. So the Blue Devils go back in front. Maybe one of those games where the last team with the ball wins. Trying to see what happened over there.
I think it was a spectator or
I think
a
it was a
cheerleader. I think it was a cheerleader because their backs are to the play and very close to the sidelines.
Kickoff taken by the Red Raiders near side, 20-yard line. And getting out of bounds at about the 30-yard line was the Leominster quarterback, Nick Miles, Fitchburg quarterback, Nick Miles. The Red Raiders will take over first down and 10. See if we can get the spot here. Gonna mark it at the 35-yard line. Going into a win this quarter that doesn't seem as bad as it was. Handoff comes to the near side. Diaz, the ball carrier, not much there. Also in there for the Blue Devils was Jay Valera, number 85. Second down and 9.
The Red Raider needs to get into the weight room. It's kind of thin.
Did we get a picture of that? Maybe we'll get a picture later. Second down play. Go to the right side, not much there. So the Leominster defense has tightened things up a little bit here. That once again, the bottom of the pile was Diaz. And Fitchburg is faced with a 3rd and 9.
As we mentioned earlier, not where they want to be is 3rd and long. They have not attempted a pass here so far.
Third down and 9. Rollout, looking to pass, throws, intercepted. Picked off at the 50-yard line. Check who that was. I think it was, I had 25. I had Riley. Let's see who it was.
Well, kind of broke all kinds of cardinal rules there as a quarterback.
22.
You don't want to throw it late over the middle.
It was a lane.
Throw it across your body. Pick anyone you want of them, but Miles on the rollout tried to throw it back across his body against the wind over the middle, and a lane right there for the interception.
So for the first couple of minutes in this third quarter, the Blue Devils have come out and they have taken over this game.
Seized the momentum back. All the momentum on the Fitchburg shoulders running into the halftime clubhouse, but Leominster has turned it right around here in the first couple of minutes.
O'Connor back to pass, throws, far side caught, 50-yard line, 40-yard line. Down to the 35, a twisting move to the 30. And finally, taken down. That'll be a first down. Down to the 28-yard line, and here's the replay.
Yep, play action fake inside to Rivera, then he pops out for the screen, and really he's all alone. Only one Fitchburg tackler has the shot to get him, and he slows him down there, doesn't make this tackle, but Diaz finally comes in from behind to bring him down, but not after a large gain.
First down and 10, Blue Devils. O'Connor back to pass. Throws it long and deep over the middle. It is
great catch.
Caught, touchdown. I think that was Jake Elaine.
Yep. Almost made a diving catch in the first half that they ruled incomplete. But this time he's right down the post, all alone as he splits the Fitchburg secondary and makes a leaping grab. Both feet able to hold on to it, the official right there to look at it.
Great catch by Jake Elaine on a well-thrown ball by Neil O'Connor. The Blue Devils will try for 2. O'Connor and something in that play. Leominster took a timeout. Didn't like the way things were set up.
Well, it looked like O'Connor was trying to change the play at the line of scrimmage, an audible, and finally the Leominster bench had enough of that, and they took a timeout.
So the Blue Devils, after Fitchburg had the lead at halftime, have come out firing here in the second half. Now O'Donnell will go over center. Give to the second man. No, he's going to keep it, toss it, and a 2-point conversion is good. And the Blue Devils have come out on fire.
They've really been chewing Fitchburg up with play-action fakes here in the early part of the third quarter. Again, they fake inside, the inside give to Gurley. And Banch sneaks his way into that corner of the end zone, pretty much wide open for O'Connor to hit him for the 2-point conversion.
And quickly the Blue Devils up by 12. Some pressure, but just too late.
Didn't take them long either. 3 minutes and 7 seconds. They've put two touchdowns on the board here to start the second half.
Well, that's what they can do. I mean, they've done it all year, and they've done it here. So the Red Raiders going at the half were flying out of here, and now you can see dejected look on that Fitchburg side.
They got to do something now to turn it back around. So you're at the point now the game could start to slip away if you give Leominster the ball back and they score again.
After the Leominster touchdown, the kickoff sails down end over end. Ball is loose down there. Finally picked up by Miles, and he is tripped up. I think that was O'Connell, was it? No, 7?
Tyler Viette.
You had 7 on that?
I had
it was
7.
Tyler Viette, yeah. Got him right by the shoestrings.
Yep, just a little confusion between Flowers and Miles. Causes the ball to bounce around. You see Viette coming in. He just dives and gets Miles by the ankle and knocks him down.
Nice play.
Fitchburg will start deep in their own territory at the 10-yard line.
At the 10-yard line, 1st and 10 Red Raiders. As Mick Miles just comes right into the huddle right now. At the 10-yard line. Give up the middle, not much. So Fitchburg, who ran the ball pretty well in the first half, coming out in the second half, and the Blue Devils have tightened it up a bit.
So shuttling different players in and out. Randy Payton in on offense.
There's a 10 seconds left to snap it. Handoff goes right side. I believe that's Gonzalez. Got it up to about the 14-yard line. Fitchburg's going to have a 3rd and 5.
Gonna have to find a play here. They desperately need a first down. If not, they'll be forced to punt into that pretty strong wind. And Leominster, again, will have great field position.
Yeah, one looks like it's picked up a little bit. 3rd down at about 5. Fitchburg 15-yard line. Give a handoff to the near side. Not much at all. Very little as the Blue Devils' Rob Melendez makes the stop. It brings up a 4th down, and Fitchburg's going to have to kick.
Try to come back to the left side with Gonzalez, but Leominster gets good penetration, nowhere to run. Darius Flowers is going to be kicking it straight into the wind with Neil O'Connor back.
Not much of a kick, right to the Fitchburg sideline. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. I know whose fault this is. If you're a Fitchburg fan, whose fault is it? Di Natale.
Di Natale halftime show?
Oh man, he's down there and he makes those statements like that, and it's been downhill ever since. What's the matter with him? Bring the mayor back up here. We were
right down there.
We were soaring when she was on the air. We were winning.
Well, I expected Di Natale up here to do some color, but
oh, he'd do some color on it.
Yeah.
First down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Fitchburg 29-yard line. O'Connell back to pass, has a lot of time. Time running out now. Dumps it out of bounds. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Again, good job by the Red Raider secondary. Gave O'Connor nowhere to throw as he had some pretty good time to look back. So, Coach Dan Walker conferring with the referee.
Yep.
O'Connor outside the tackle box is able to throw that ball out of bounds with no grounding.
2nd down and 10. O'Connor going to fake to the second man throw. Caught far side and down to about the 26-yard line. Picked up only about 3 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Flanker screen to Jake Elaine. Well defense by Fitchburg. Only a short gain of about 3 on the play.
One would think 2-down territory.
Yeah,
wow.
Blew a tire.
They'll watch that 20 years from now.
Looked like Sussy coming down the track.
Oh. Connell back to pass. Has some time. Throws. And it's incomplete. So the Blue Devils have come out throwing.
Well, we mentioned that Fitchburg had stuffed their running game in the first half, so they said, okay, we'll get away from that for a while, and O'Connor's been airing it out here in the 3rd quarter very successfully.
Timmy DeCarolis was the intended receiver on the far side. It brings up a 4th down and about 7. Leominster High School at the Fitchburg 25-yard line. Here's O'Connor back to pass. Looks on the opposite side, throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Fitchburg will take over on downs. 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Big stop.
Yep, good job. Fitchburg got some pressure. They forced O'Connor to get rid of the ball, and Manny Payton jumped inside the route, got in front of the receiver, and knocks that ball away at the end of the play here as he had gained inside position and really Addo had nowhere to go to get that football.
So here come the Red Raiders, who have, I think, got to try something else, Mike, because offensively, nothing has worked in this 3rd quarter.
Well, that was a big defensive stop there with Leominster getting great field position. If they give up another 6 there, this game's over. They go shotgun for the first time. I think that's Flowers at quarterback.
We'll have to double check on that.
That's still Miles.
That was Miles, yeah.
First time they went shotgun.
Gonzalez. And off the bottom of the pile was Miles, the Fitchburg quarterback. Nick Miles. Gained about 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. It's a 7 on the graphic. Good enough for me.
Graphics never lie.
And off they go right up the middle. And a large scrum at the 30-yard line. Well, Fitchburg seems determined to continue to run up the middle, Mike, and it does not seem to be working at this time.
Now, they would get a really good push in controlling that offensive line of scrimmage in the first half, but Leominster's made some adjustments at the half, and Fitchburg's been struggling here on offense.
3rd down play, and a great defensive play by Hector Aponte. Just ran right into him. And it brings up a 4th down, and Fitchburg will have to kick. 3 and out.
Shot the gap, and he was in the Fitchburg backfield right with the ball carrier.
So
Fitchburg 3 and out, both of their offensive possessions here in the second half.
we were talking about field conditions and so forth, and how things might be in the hash, between the hash marks during this ball game. A high snap. What a great catch. Gets the kick away as the Blue Devils were coming.
Now Flowers avoids disaster by getting some good ups and going up and getting that ball and getting the kick away. Not a long punt, but boy, that could have been disaster for the Red Raiders right there.
But the way Fitchburg made some calls there, it looked like they were trying to take it up the middle. They didn't know how Leominster would react. Cleats, no cleats, whatever. But it hasn't affected the Blue Devils at all.
Not in the second half.
So Leominster will take over on downs first, and not on downs, probably after the kick. Almost like it was on downs. 1st and 10 at the Fitchburg 40-yard line. O'Connor gives, and it's Gurley to the near side. And Gurley staying on his feet right in front of the Fitchburg bench. He's got another Leominster 1st down inside the 25-yard line to the 24. James Gurley. See on the replay running.
It's been a while since they tried to run the ball. Gurley just over the right side. Fitchburg looking for the pass.
Manny Payton made the stop. 2nd down, and check that. It's 1st and 10. O'Connell up in the air, throwing, and it is incomplete. A flag goes down.
Now they're going to call roughing the quarterback here, but this isn't the NFL. I don't know if we have the replay, but
no, they're going to call interference.
no, they also have a flag back here for roughing the quarterback.
I didn't think that was interference.
I didn't think this was roughing the quarterback. So. Well, they're both on Fitchburg. I don't know if we'll catch the end of this play, but there is some contact after O'Connor releases the ball, but it's in the shoulder pads.
That's nothing. Wow. Not good.
The rough of the quarterback is ridiculous. That wouldn't even that should have been a flag in the NFL, never mind in high school. I was just, I'm not going to kid you. Right before that play, I was going to say these guys have done a great job today. There have been any flags at all, except for a couple of stupid yapping after the call, and then they throw that junk.
Yeah, that was not a good moment there for the boys in the striped shirts. O'Connor going to throw to the end zone. Touchdown. Timmy DeCarolis
on the play action just snuck out and got lost as nobody was in 10 yards of him with a red shirt on. Here it is again, the play action to Banch. And there's DeCarolis
Wide open.
waltzing to his way. The only guy close to him was the camera guy.
Total domination in the third quarter by Leominster High School.
They trailed by 2 coming into this quarter and have flipped that to an 18-point lead.
And we're seeing a little bit of an exodus from Crocker Field. While we have a second here, I'd like to thank everyone up at the St. Joseph's Club in Fitchburg. They had a nice breakfast this morning that we had an opportunity to attend, and so to everybody up there in Clay Gall, thank you very much. We had a great time this morning. After the kickoff.
Not sure why they're kicking the ball off at the 45 of Fitchburg. Did I miss something? Did they not kick? Did they not go for a conversion? Did I miss the conversion?
And there's a fumble on the play, and Leominster has recovered. Yeah, does anybody know? Was there a point or an extra point?
That was the extra point. Where was the touchdown? They awarded that a touchdown on the interference. They said it was a catch? Oh, okay.
He didn't catch it.
I didn't think he caught the ball either.
He didn't catch it, did he? Good Lord. This is your ace. Did this ever happen to like?
Yeah, it has, but we won't go back there.
Well, Blue Devils are out there again. 1st and 10. O'Connor back to throw. Pump fakes, rolling out to the side, running out of time, staying in bounds. And Fitchburg men chasing him down to the 10 and to the 5 and being whistled there at the 5-yard line. And a flag goes down again. Face mask against Fitchburg.
Well, it's going to be a lengthy replay because O'Connor runs about 4 miles on this play.
Yeah.
Flush to his right. Has nobody to throw it to. Looks like Fitchburg has him surrounded, but they all missed the tackle. So we'll try it over on the left side. Another missed tackle and another missed tackle. And finally, at the end, Diaz reaches in and grabs himself a whole heck of a lot of face mask, which didn't seem to be much there on the replay.
Looks like a shirt. He grabbed a shirt.
He might have got a piece of the face mask, but he sure as heck didn't have very long.
We have a injured Leominster player. We do not know who that is. Looks like 1:18 remaining in the third quarter.
Mike Dudek, the injured Leominster player. Looks okay as they get him up.
First and goal from about the 5-yard line. Kind of going to roll out, throw, and kind of short arms it. It goes incomplete. Second down coming up. Coverage on the play. Looked like Darius Flowers, number 8. second and goal from, let's see, we'll mark about the 3-yard line. Way off to our right. Neil O'Connor calling signals, turns and gives, and heading to the goal line, but short was Rivera. And it brings up a 3rd and goal from about the 2-yard line. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, if you got to go ahead and show it again, because
maybe in between the quarter, which is coming up in like 30 seconds. Into the end zone, untouched, is Eddie Rivera. And it's now Leominster 40 and Fitchburg 14. Blue Devils look for 2. They haven't tried for 1 all day, have they?
Nope.
No. Turn, fake, give. Come around, heading into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. That's Jake Elaine. And that makes it 42-14. Here's this play that was.
This is the. I think this is the 2.
Oh, okay.
Little inside fake, and then the sweep to Elaine. Gets some pretty good downfield blocking by.
Yeah, maybe at the
Mason Williams
at the end of the quarter we can see that play, which is going to come up in like 23 seconds. So we'll take a look at that play, that last touch, not the last touchdown,
the mystery touchdown.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are you going to show it now? Okay.
Okay, they're going to call pass interference. Peyton, the ball hits off of Peyton's back, goes up in the air, and catches the football. Apparently. My only question is the official who's the only official in the end zone who's going to come over, what the play run? Watch the official come over. He throws a flag. He doesn't signal touchdown. He doesn't signal touchdown.
He throws a flag. I don't see
now, Addo comes up right away saying, I caught the ball, obviously. Now, he's going to go, the official apparently is going to go over and confer with the official on that side, but that's what confused everybody is the flag came and there was no touchdown signal.
Okay, the kickoff taken by the Red Raiders up to about the 30-yard line, and that's where Fitchburg will start. Well, whatever kind of thinking was going on here in the third quarter, they have not been able to move the ball at all.
Getting outscored 28-0 or 30-0 in the. That's hard to do, is put up 30 points in a quarter without a turnover, without a defensive score or a special teams return.
Maybe a play or two left in the third quarter. Gonzalez back to line of scrimmage, and then there's 4 blue shirts waiting for him. Amongst the charge at bench. Was that the quarter?
That's mercifully the quarter for the Red Raiders.
So that is the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3 quarters, the score is Leominster High School 42 and Fitchburg High School 14. For those of you who have, how do we do this? Every year we mention this, the numbers.
Number interests in those square things they call, strictly for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, strictly for entertainment. At the end of the first quarter, Fitchburg led 7-6. At the half, Fitchburg led 14-12, but third quarter, Blue Devils have taken over and they lead 42-14.
And if you happen to have one of those, happen to have that Leominster 2, Fitchburg 4 number, you're very happy right now because you've won 2 quarters.
Now, what does that mean? Can you explain as how that?
I'll send you it and I'll email it to you.
Okay.
That means you're very happy if you have Leominster 2 and Fitchburg 4.
Fitchburg starting this drive at their own 30-yard line. Gonna throw, and it is incomplete. It looked like it was incomplete from up here. Official comes in and says, nope, incomplete.
Not sure who he's actually throwing that to, but
Looked like
ended
it
up
was
being
Manny Payton.
who was the closest to it.
Nick Miles, the last guy coming in the huddle. Payton coming to the near side. Miles got Gonzalez right next to him. Gonna go back to throw. Almost, it is intercepted, picked off at the 30-yard line.
Mike Exaris.
Number 1, Mike Exaris. Flags go down late. And Leominster talking. I don't know, something on the bench. Oh, there's going to be a penalty on Fitchburg. Didn't see what happened afterwards.
I came out very late, came after almost the play was over. Miles looking downfield, pressure, just tries to force it. And I don't think he ever saw Mike Exaris in the middle of the field as he hit him right in the 1. Manny Payton makes the tackle. We're going to tack on an extra 15 at the end of the return. I'll move the ball all the way down to the Fitchburg 10. Nope, no, the 13.
So the Blue Devils want more. Right now they're going to send up a backup, their quarterback out there, Nick Exaris. Number 12. Exaris gives it to Gurley. Stood up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Look at 86. Here's the replay, and Nick Exaris. Gurley. And the Red Raiders wrap him up and bring him down there amongst those. Hunter Salila in on the tackle. Move the ball to the 13-yard line, where it'll be second down and 11. Exaris, there was a fumble, picked up, 30-yard line, 40, midfield, and down he goes. I believe that was Pastriano.
Yep.
Gaston Pastriano is the guy that picked up the fumble and rumbled to midfield.
I'm sure Gaston had visions of 6 when he picked this ball up, but pretty soon it was a speed mismatch.
Yeah, here you go. That old bear jumped right on him at the 40-yard line. So Pastriano makes the recovery. 1st and 10, Red Raiders at midfield. Miles hands off. 2 yards up the middle, that's about it. Thought that was Marcos Diaz. Gain of 1 for Diaz, 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9. Rolling out. And a pass is caught by Diaz, 40-yard line, 30-yard line, and brought down. Marcos Diaz going all the way down to the 20-yard line. He's got a first down.
Diaz just sneaks out of the backfield from his fullback position. Turns it upfield and rumbles his way down. Come right into you, right into the living room.
There you go. Oh! Watch out there.
Jake Elaine gave up a lot of height and weight to make that tackle.
Miles back to pass, long, deep, and it is incomplete. Flag goes down.
Another roughing the quarterback call here. I don't know when the high school turned into the NFL.
Well, there was one in the end zone, too.
Yeah, so did somebody catch that one before we start yakking on this one?
There was a...
Yeah, it's the same call as we had in the mystery touchdown play. Roughing the quarterback and pass interference.
Oh, come on. Let's take a look at it.
It's a blitz off the corner. That's not pass interference. That's not roughing the quarterback.
That's not interference
either. I'm not sure that's pass interference.
Oh, my heavens. Come on.
Apparently they didn't have their quarter in the first half, so they're getting it here in the second.
Good heavens. Mercy. I'll hand off with it and go inside the 5-yard line to the 3. A lot of people have left. The people that are staying, surprisingly, are dressed in blue. Most all blue.
Yeah, it's kind of thinned out here on the red side.
2nd down from about the 3-yard line. They give a handoff up the middle, and getting into the end zone is Darius Flowers. Here's your replay. Straight up the gut.
Follow the fullback, Marcos Diaz, right over the right side, and powers it into the end zone for Fitchburg's 3rd touchdown of the day.
That'll make it 42-20.
We're going to run the swinging gate here. Or are we just messing around? Just messing around.
The extra point will be attempted by Gaston Pastorino. Flowers, it will hold. The snap is down. The kick is up. And a flag goes down late. The kick is good. We'll have to wait and see what the flag is. They'll have to go look for their flag. That thing flew. It flew out of the stadium over by the concession stand. Now the referees are looking for it, saying, "Where's my beanbag?" I guess they've returned it. Okay. Shall we hear from the band and the remaining folks down there?
Apparently not.
Well, better late than never. Better never late.
So another personal foul on the
good. Wow.
On the extra point. So Fitchburg will. Okay, so why isn't the personal foul being assessed on the kickoff? I think.
Well, Fitchburg's kicking off from the 40.
Yeah, they should be from the Leominster 45, and the referee, Goose Gosselin.
Isn't it supposed to be from the 45?
It should be a 15-yard penalty. I thought it was assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah, somebody's going to. There you
so
go.
Little Keystone Cop action by the boys in stripes.
Well, he hadn't marked it off yet.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, four of them were sleeping, and the other.
Oh, man. So the ball will be moved to the Leominster 45. There's a little onside kick. The ball is loose.
Fitchburg may have gotten it.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it took the officials a
There's
long
nobody
time. It took the officials a long time to get off the
there's not
sidelines
a-
to get in and take a look at it.
There's not an official within 75 yards.
I don't know. The two side judges were having a cup of coffee.
And then
I
a
don't know
flag
if-
goes up.
It's Fitchburg ball.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens here.
That ball personal foul against Leominster.
Okay. Well, things have gotten a little slow.
Okay, so watch the ball go into the pile here. Now, wait how long it takes to see a striped shirt show up.
There's nobody. Here's one.
He's not the guy closest to the play.
No. There is no one close.
Here's the side judge,
There you go.
finally.
There you go. Oh, but yeah, better late than never. There's no
I mean, the whole world knew there was an onside kick coming.
cavalry.
Except for those two guys.
Oh, man.
Wow. Well, they had a great first half, but
They had a great
the
first
second half. They've been just atrocious.
What do we have here? We have a
I
timeout?
think we have a timeout.
Clock is showing 7.
7-4-5, it looks like.
Really?
4-8, 4-6. Pick a number. It's got the first one's 7. That's all.
You think that's a 7?
I think that's a 7.
All right. It's like 7.5 minutes left. At the 20-yard line. Little down to the end zone, goes incomplete. Don't know what that one was.
Tried to get the tight end.
Try to get the big guy there.
Yeah.
So they'll try it again. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. He's a pretty big target out there, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
2nd down play. This is Flowers heading on the far side. And Flowers goes a couple of yards before he's hit over there by, I believe that was Jay Valero over there, 85. Called his name a couple of times today. Pretty good game out there for the Blue Devils. 3rd down, about 7. Couple of chances here. And Miles, a quick little jump pass over the middle. Incomplete. Once again, looking for the big guy. Here's your replay.
Stop and throw, and again, try to get that tight end and over the middle, but again, well covered by the Blue Devils.
Well, it's been a pretty quick high school football season. Doesn't seem as though it was that long ago. We were starting things out, but the season, as they usually do, go by quickly. 4th down play. Here's a pitch. Looking to pass towards the end zone. Double coverage, and it goes incomplete. Well covered on the play. Leading the way for the Blue Devils is Mike Exaris, number 1.
Yeah, it's often these trick plays. It's hard to fool people on 4th down and 7. Peyton double covered in the back right corner of the end zone. Tyler Viette up to knock that ball away.
Yeah, it was 7 Viette. Yep. Blue Devils will now take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. And they work with a handoff, heading on the far side. Eddie Rivera. One would think that with the things pretty much being decided here, that things would move along here in the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be for coaches to get all the players in, get them a chance to play on Thanksgiving Day. Second down play coming up. Second down at about 4. Blue Devil quarterback right now is Nick Exaris, and there are flags.
It's a 5 flagger. Oh, maybe just 4. Like Fitchburg jumped offside.
I always look forward to watching that Channel 5 thing that they do at night. There's a free plug for you there, but Mike Lynch and all the Thanksgiving scores. Love watching that program. Now, if it's a 7 or 7:30 tonight.
Well, in the old days, that was.
If I'm not sleeping, I'll watch it.
In the old days, that was the only way you could get the scores.
Yeah.
Now you could just check the internet and you can know everything before.
That's still nice, though. You go into a lot of different games. Zaris turns and gives, and this is Rivera on the right side. And not much at all. Red Raiders over there. Darius Flowers made the stop.
And on occasion, they've shown a quick snippet of this game.
Yeah. Second down, about 9. Looks like there's like 4:50 remaining in the game. Second down play. Once again, they give it to Rivera again, right side. And Rivera pushes his way over the 35-yard line. It's like that middle ground between the hash marks might started to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, it's changed color. It's dark now, so it's like it's thawing out a little bit. Temperature might have gone above freezing, and that would have loosened things up. .31 degrees, according to.
Well, they're out in the sun too.
Yep,
so
the sun's.
Third down and a long one. And the first down right up the middle.
And more.
Midfield. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown. Eddie Rivera. And a flag goes down again.
Yeah, well, Rivera, a nice run here, but kind of taunting Miney Payton as he runs the last 10 yards. I think he slowed down just enough to let him think he could catch him. And then there's a little bit of yakking going on after the play is over. A little.
Yeah, I think he said something. The referee was right there and got him for an unsportsmanlike conduct. It is against the Blue Devils.
Fitchburg will elect to have it marked off here on the extra point rather than the kickoff. So the conversion try will come from the 17.5-yard line.
And unfortunately, after the touchdown stuff was kind of crummy, but pretty good run by
Big
Rivera.
hole.
To the end zone, and this one is picked off.
It's going to be returned for 2. That's Duenas, I believe, number 20. It's knocked out of bounds, though.
And the 2-point conversion attempt is no good. I was going to say that's going to wreck somebody's board.
would have flipped the number, yeah.
What does that mean exactly? Can you go over the
No.
ins and outs?
Not going to go over the ins and outs.
So the conversion is no good, and that will make the score Leominster 48 and Fitchburg 21. With just a couple of minutes to go in this. That looks like a 3:48 to me. There is a look at Scott May up there, way up there. Billy Gates. Look at
chilly
that.
up there. Give those guys credit standing up in that wind all day.
Credit.
Although Scott did come down here at halftime to warm up. Billy couldn't move. He was frozen in his spot.
Going to have them tested for being lunatics. But they've been giving us great shots all day. Now what do we have here? The Blue Devils are going to kick off from the 40-yard line. Coach Palazzi getting a lot of clean shirts in there, trying to get everybody in this ball game, play a little bit. And the ball goes out of bounds.
Barely.
Yeah, that was close. So I can safely say that Fitchburg will lose this one, and they will finish the year at 3 and 8. And Leominster is going to be the season that we had a great team, but didn't make it to Gillette, which was their final goal, and they wind up with a record of 10-1. 10-1, but they'll be watching the Super Bowl from their homes.
Yep.
Wondering what might have been. And a kickoff is taken, 30-yard line, 35. And I believe that was the, I don't know if that was Miles or Flowers, but.
I think that was Miles.
It was Miles. It was kind of limping a little bit to the huddle.
No, that was Flowers.
Very quiet.
Very.
Second half. Certainly compared with the first half.
Wow, yeah, the way the optimism, especially on the Red Raiders side, is they scored that late first half touchdown to give them the lead. Had all the momentum coming out of halftime, and boy, it went away really quick.
Real quick. At the 46-yard line, Miles will go back to pass. He's in trouble. Looks to throw, does, and throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. That'll be a second down and 10 right at the 46-yard line. That's the Fitchburg 46. Miles rolling out, throwing, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver was Marcos Diaz. Miles to Diaz, incomplete. Third down. Clock is stopped with about, 3:17 to play in the ball game.
Even the grassy knoll that was pretty full to start the game.
It's down.
Pretty much empty.
Yeah. But there is a big white X over there. I don't know what that means. Handoff. Here's Flowers heading to the far side. Gets it up to the 50. He's got a first down. And he's going right down the Leominster sideline and may go all the way. And it is a touchdown. I see no flags. He was not out of bounds. A great run by Darius Flowers.
The bench not pleased. They thought he stepped out of bounds, but nice spin out of that tackle here by Flowers. Stiff arm there to get him out of that tackle. Nice kick out block there.
Yeah, you know what? Kind of looked like he was out.
Yeah, really hard to tell
yeah,
from.
Tough from here. Going for 2. Miles looking to throw. No, he's going to run it. And he got it in for the 2 points. 2-point conversion is good. And that now makes the score Leominster 48 and Fitchburg 29.
We would assume another onside kick here by the Red Raiders.
Yeah.
Last time they did the
why not
the bunch huddle, and they came right out of the huddle and did it. This time they're going to go more conventionally and spread out along the 40-yard line.
That looks like 3 minutes straight up in the left in the ball game. There you go. Very picturesque. The ball falls down, yep. Little chopper.
Got what you
wanted. That is loose, and I think Leominster got it. Let's see who's in there. Ref's getting right in there. On this.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
That was a nice job by Pastriano. He kicks the top of the ball, drives it straight into the ground, gets that big hop. It cleared the front line of the Leominster defenders. It looks like it was Marcus Diaz maybe have came up with the recovery.
They'll place the ball at the Leominster 42-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10. Miles, a little delay, and running to the near side for a couple of yards was, I think, with Darius Flowers.
I think it was a fumble on the play, and it'll be Leominster ball.
There was a fumble on the play right in front of the Fitchburg bench, and Leominster recovered. I don't know if we'll be able to see that. It happened right in front of the bench where, with all the players down there, we could not see the fumble. Still got it there. And then he changed his hands.
It was like a
lane, the ball is out.
When it was 22 when it ripped it out of his head. It's 42 that ripped it out, actually.
So that will go as a fumble, and Leominster will take over. First and 10 at their own 40-yard line. And their quarterback in there right now, being Nick Exaris. Here's your replay. And on the tackle for the Red Raiders, looks like Ed Reynolds has made it
He's
again.
made an appearance. Yeah. Almost didn't make it.
No, he didn't, but I don't see any 66 there, so Ed got in there again. There's a handoff up the middle. Making the stop for the Red Raiders was Anthony DePrima. Well, there's DePrima on top of him, making the stop. Clock continues to run. And the score staying at those are some numbers.
You probably didn't expect to win with 8-9. If you had 8-9 coming in, you probably weren't cashing the check.
Yeah. There's a pitch near side and a nice gain for the that was Gurley. Be a fourth down coming up. And I'll put it right at the Leominster 49-yard line. Well, that must have been some speech at halftime by Dave Palazzo.
Yeah, because they came out of
as they were a totally different team. Some people getting in there late. Wait. One of those things that, the coaching staff's trying to get all these guys in, and I think they were looking for number 4 on that. They couldn't find him, and they finally did. And
they were looking for Rudy. They couldn't find him on the sideline.
Yeah. So it'll be it'll cost them 5 yards. Do we have time for one more call here? Is that it? So we kind of.
Is that 08?
I can't really tell.
I think it's 8
Is it 8 seconds? So 8 seconds, and they should be able to just kind of sit down on it. They'll run the play, and that will be that's Anthony DePrima again, 34. And
LaManche Muma on the carry, number 4.
That's done.
And they picked the ball up. And that's the ball game.
48-29. And that's going to be it for this one, as the Blue Devils of Leominster really played a dynamite second half and showed how good they can be when they got it all going. And they really took it to the Red Raiders in the third quarter today, and went on for a very impressive 48-29 win. Red Raiders gave a great account for themselves in the first half, but in the second half it was all Blue Devils.
Couldn't stop them in that third quarter. Scored 4 unanswered touchdowns to turn a 2-point deficit into a 30-point lead.
And the teams are going through the lineup here, shaking hands. We mentioned the season-ending records for the teams. In the history of the rivalry, 131st meeting, and then on Thanksgiving Day. Where was he? Oh, okay. Wanted to give you the year totals on that, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we're going to see that first. All right. That's me and Flinny. We were happy to do the game for you. I hope you enjoyed it. John Dextras, our award-winning director, John Dextras. Dave Spence, ladies and gentlemen. What can we say about Dave Spence? There's John Googity. Mike Foster did the audio. Did I get that? Travis Falk, and there's Tim. Billy and Scott upstairs. Nate Glennie, thank you very much, guys. There is Glenn Foster, Jackie Berry, thank you very much. The athletic department and Tom Shea. And here are our friends at Workers Credit, Vector 5, Minuteman Press, Unitil. Thank them all very much. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great Thanksgiving from all of us at FATV. The final score for the final time was Leominster High School 48 and Fitchburg High School 29. Have a great afternoon, everybody.